Good Sunday morning, afternoon, wherever you're at. This is Bird the Nerd and Pickles show today, Sunday. Welcome back, Jason. Wait, you were back last week. Never mind. I can't even get my day straight. What's going on, man? How's your Sunday going?
It's going.
Yeah. How was the fight? You were talking about the fight. You watched it.
It was good. Yeah.
Yeah. How much does it cost to watch one of those? FLC?
$80.
$80, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
$80 goddamn dollars. They need to add a couple more fights to the freaking fight cards.
For reals, dude.
Like for five fights.
5 fights? You only get 5 fights?
Yeah. 5 fights on the main card. So they do like a whole day. They have the prelims, which start at like 2. And those
What's a prelim? What is that?
It's like the way undercard, like the guys that are trying to work their way up.
Dude, like I couldn't imagine like boxing's I guess like a little different, but like UFC and you're not getting paid and you're an amateur.
Well, it's like fun. Well, it's kind of funny.
God.
So, it's funny too. So, like, because the prelims, like this was at they did it at TD Gardens in Boston. So it's like they have the whole setup, and it's like the prelims aren't like on some little like small studio. It's still there. So it's like they're fighting, and there's like 10 people there. It's like watching those. It's like watching. Remember that WCW back in the day used to have that like Saturday morning one where they just had like a studio, and there was like 50 people there, but in a ring.
That was awesome. I just like, you remember the movie The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke?
Yeah.
Dude, like what a portrayal of, like wrestlers like either down and out or like up and coming, dude. Like if you there's that one video, there's backyard wrestling, but the dude who jumps off the corner belt and then he jumps and dislocates both his knees. Have you seen that video, dude?
Yeah. You're just like, oh my God.
Like, could you imagine like you're trying to make it and this is all you have, or like, I mean, the pressure, and then you break your freaking knees or
blow
whatever.
Your knees out jumping off the top rope.
Jesus Christ, man alive. Anyway, so yeah, kind of an interesting topic today. I wouldn't say I'm heated or upset or what have you. I think I just wanted to talk about this today to be like, man, it's a funny way how things are promoted, and just to be kind of aware of your wallet. And you really have to be on top or just correct in today's market because of things that are, everything's expensive, man. I mean, inflation's down a little bit, but the discretionary income I think people have, it's a lot less than it used to be.
Yeah.
You always talk about how like you kind of came into the hobby late, but you got excited about the hobby, and you may have paid like a little bit higher prices, but I feel like at least you didn't go crazy over like FOC and buying like 4 times a top 10 or 15, 20 FOC list or whatever. Right? Am I right?
Yeah, like FOC, if I get FOC, I don't go buck wild like some people where they'll get like 10 books or something like that. I usually go like, if I really like the cover, I'll get like 3 copies of it or something like that.
Yeah.
But like usually if I'm buying FOC, I'm not buying it for spec reasons or anything like that. Or I heard this about the book. It's just like, ooh, I like that cover and I can get it for $3. So why not get it for $3 right now?
And like you kind of hit the nail on the head there. Like with FOC, it's like it's mostly cover based. And I think like I feel like I'm a quote unquote longer term investor. When I say that, I mean like 6 months to a year. And I just don't like flipping stuff as much as I like used to. It's a lot harder anyway. So I don't get like a huge, like it doesn't really get me going. And I feel like I kind of screw people over when I flip stuff nowadays. Brad, what's going on, man? Good member of the chat there. And I feel like our show, like there are a lot, and I'm not saying there's not like every FOC show is bad. I would say I dig Richie's channel when he does an FOC. I also do Ultra Maximus. I'm sure everyone in the chat follows Ultra. He does a really great FOC show. And he was kind of talking to our Discord today about how a lot of people that watch FOC, they want to watch it because they're trying to flip, because they're trying to make money to pay for the hobby, which is okay. But like baseball, to be successful in baseball, you have to hit what, 300? That's considered like a successful baseball career. If you're buying top 10, if you're looking at FOC lists and buying like multiple copies of like 4 or 5, you have to hit 800%. You have to hit 80% on those books. So like if you buy 5 FOC books to make money, you should probably be batting 80%. So 4 of those books better at least break even on that, let alone like 1 book, right? And how do you determine that book, right? There's no real science behind it. I mean, you could say just by the ratios of cool covers. First appearances, I guess, are fine. But in general, man, like it's so hard to make money in FOC, especially timing it, right? We're going to take a look at a list of 9 books here to just see what their 3 to 6 month, market has done. Not market, 3 to 6 month price change has done. And I think what people will see, and you guys probably know a lot of this, but I just want to show the data. A lot of these FOC books are the ones that actually did hit, but what you'll see is a majority of them don't have staying power from their high. And that's just kind of the point of the show today, is to make you aware that, FOC is tough. And anyone that tells you that, you can make XYZ% off of FOC, like you got to do really well off an FOC top 10, 15, 20 list. And it's a game that I don't like playing. I know, Jason, you don't like playing it either. And yeah, I mean, it's kudos to people that do make quite a bit of money off FOC, but like majority wise, it's almost impossible. Would you agree?
Yeah, I like to call myself a hindsight FOCer.
Yeah.
Like I'll start reading something and be like, man, why didn't I like FOC this before? But it's because of the story, like a couple of the runs that I'm reading. Because like I'm actually actively, because I talk so much smack about newer books and the stories. Like I've actively been trying to read newer books, like a lot of different stuff. Like I've been posting different things on Instagram that I've been picking up just because I've either been recommended as a new story. So, but like the Vigil and Spirit World are like 2 of my favorites. And I'm like,
yeah,
after I started reading them, I was like, I didn't hear anything about these FOC wise, but like that for me is what like I'm looking for, is like, I wish they had more FOC lists of like, yo, this book is a fantastic read. Like the story is good, but they don't, because it's all, like you said, it's mostly all cover spec or cover with spec of characters that may or may not show up.
Yeah. Michael Baker, always a great contributor to the show, East Coast family. More or less speculative, and even back in 2021, Michael, like you still have to bat 800 to make your money back, right? Because like, yeah, you could go to the store and buy like, oh, first appearance. This guy's gonna make it in a show. This girl's gonna be in this. So there was all like, everything was rampant, right? But even then, it wasn't guaranteed in 2021, 2020, which is the height of the speculation boom, quote unquote, right? Mm-hmm. And like people say that spec is dead. I don't think spec is necessarily dead, but I think staying power of those prices, or like going from an FOC $200 book to 400 to like 600, those days are gone. And you'll see it from the data here. I'm just trying to prove a point, or we are trying to prove a point as far as like where spec is and FOC and what have you. What up, Soupy? Thanks for coming through. Hope you're having a good day, man. I always appreciate you coming through. We'll try and make your day good today, my friend.
For me, spec is kind of similar to if you take like a new like iPhone charger, for a newer phone, but you plug it into a brick from like an old iPhone, from like a first gen iPhone, and how it gets like super hot because it's getting like overloaded with stuff. Like that's what spec is now, because it's like every time you turn around, there's Venom Boy now, and like there's like all these people, and it's just like, what are you supposed to spec on when they're coming out with a new character like every week? You know what I'm saying? And it's not just in one book, it's in like 10 different books.
That's an awesome analogy. I think that's the greatest analogy you've ever had in your life.
I blacked out. I don't even know what happened right there. Just a
I mean,
moment.
I was so
What did
excited
I
that I
say?
blacked out. I don't know. What's to catch on the rewind? You know, to kind of parlay on top of that, I always see memes about like the iPhone 15s coming out or like iPhone, and it's like the same exact phone for the past like 7 iPhones. I kind of feel like that's also first appearances, not necessarily FOC, but like, you know, like you just said, Venom Boy. Now it's like, okay, we're taking old school like main characters and then doing like, we'll just attach boy to the end or girl or whatever and see if that works. I remember the reason I got out of comic books was because I felt like I was getting too old for them, for one, but also that Marvel was putting out a lot of first characters I thought were just like, what the hell are they doing?
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, now those books are like, or were worth like quite a bit of money. I don't know if we're going back into that same type of frame of mind with like new appearances of like kids or younger generation or whatever.
Mm.
But I feel like Marvel's doing that whole thing again. Where I don't know if it's like writers just want to attach themselves to a brand new character that's going to do well, like i.e. like the next Miles. But I don't know. It's too much. It doesn't get me. Like Spider Boy was the only one character out of this list that I bought quote unquote FOC, but because I liked the covers first, and I actually like I subscribed to the story because I liked the what was it, the villain that eats spiders or whatever. Chat, help me out with that one. But anyway, I that's why I got the book, or that's why I subscribed to the Spider-Man series that came out recently. So, and yeah, dude, like what happened to Dylan? Dylan was a pretty cool, like that's a cool character, like from 2018. So why I put it's just too confusing. And like another thing I hate about Marvel sometimes is like they'll do like a Venom verse, or you know, like they don't
Venom every character.
yeah, and like it's like, oh, well, maybe that one will work. And I don't know what goes on in those studios, and like I don't claim to. And I'm not gonna ever say like I was the first to know of this, because we don't know. We don't know the inside information, all that stuff. With that said, Jason and I are gonna do a couple giveaways. I'm gonna give away this 9.6 Uncanny X-Men number 161. However, I do need at least 30 people in the chat. So right now we're at 7. So I don't know if you guys can plug me in your Instagrams or your YouTubes, or plug us. I'm sorry. I probably. But Jason, you said you give away a couple books. I'm gonna leave it up to you, however many you want to give away.
Oh, I don't care. They can pick and choose whatever they want out of these. I got. And since we were doing FOC, these are kind of like FOC related books.
Yeah.
Nice. So I got this one. We can do this one. Got this one. I just like this one because it's that VHS cover. And then I got this Okazaki Yoda. So I can do all of them. They can pick and choose, whatever. Don't matter. I'll let the chat decide if they want any of them.
Yeah.
If they want any or all.
Cody's cracking me up in Discord. Let's see here. Yeah, man. Well, that's cool. I think you know, a lot of shows do good jobs in giving that information. I may have said this before, but I can't remember. But the reason I like Ultra Maximus's FOC when he does it is he doesn't do it to necessarily be like, these are the top 10 FOC books. I think it's going to be blah, 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 blah. He just says, here, this is what the story's about. It's coming out in a month. If you want to get it, great. I don't really know what this is going to do. Or he may say, like, he might throw a little tidbit. And I think that's what kind of happens in these YouTube shows is people just want to scroll through and not really like understand the information. You're not going to make it ahead if you do that. You have to look at the data and have it make sense. But let's get into our little thing here. Okay.
Oh, God.
FOC sucks. That's the question today. I'm only doing 8 books today. I didn't want to do too crazy. And at the end of the show, we'll do a giveaway. But I also wanted to. I wasn't able to do this on our OTR show last week. But if you aren't signed on to our OTR, only the rarest show I do every Thursday with Trey, Vinny, Marcus, Ralph, and 78 points of articulation. Come through, man. It's I'll show a little preview of what we do and what one of the sections that I do personally. And yeah, check it out. But we'll do that near the end here. So the first book I'm a little torn on talking about. It's Extreme Venomverse number 4. How do you say it, Jason? The dude's name?
Okazaki or
Okazaki.
I think that's how it's pronounced.
Yeah, the Okazaki variant. Apologies to the artist if we mess that up. I apologize. Right?
Well, you didn't say it. I did.
Okay. Well, okay. Well, yeah.
I apologize as well because I don't know if that's how it's pronounced.
And Michael Baker, you're killing it with the comments today. The model for a new character creation is take existing character, change the race or gender or age. Is it creativity that has died? Yeah, I think it's just ideas are just like hard to come by. I even thought about it myself. Like if I was a writer, what would I take? And like recreate and put in the Marvel universe. I honestly would think I would take something like either biblical or religious and make that a character. Because those are what anyway, we could talk about another show, but like I think of Null, and he was so over encompassing of the whole entire Marvel universe, but it drew people to the character. I don't know. It's lacking, like Soupy says. It is kind of lacking today. So but back to this book. This was FOC a month or two ago. Is that right?
Yes.
Seems like it. I don't know, man. I was gone
within
for 2
the
weeks.
Last like 3 months, I want to say.
Yeah. So these are 2023 FOC what we're talking about. A lot of people were talking about this book. I didn't really want to get this book because for one, I don't really dig the cover. I know it's the first appearance of it, of a character. I don't even know who the character was. I bought the book just to read it, and this Extreme Venomverse like series, it's like 4 different stories in one, right? So it's not like it's kind of like how Black Panther 3 was set up, where it was like 2 different stories and the first appearances of Tosin's at the end. But the first appearance of this character is like near the back of the book. The one thing that this book, or I guess cover, had over other FOCs was it brought other like anime fans to comic books. So I guess you kind of had that hinging on it. So a group of people that maybe don't necessarily collect comic books wanted this book, quote unquote, because of Okazaki. Is that his name? Her name. But yeah, it was like a 1 in, I want to say 50, or it was a pretty big, like, an FLC was asking like 50 to 75, maybe 25. I don't really know the numbers here, but I felt like the first appearance was kind of lame. The cover was sought out. Like, I didn't really like it. Jason, did you dig this cover at all?
Not really.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I mean, how much would you pay for this if you didn't know anything behind it at all? Period.
Like if I didn't know that it was like a 1 in 50 and all that.
All that stuff, yeah. How much would you pay for
it? Cover price of a normal book.
I'm kind of there with you. Like when I first saw it, I thought it was a Peach Momoko variant, and so, like, and again, the point of this list is like, okay, you could, an easy kind of like thing to say is like, buy what you like. Well, dude, like that's almost like it's kind of a cop out in my opinion. And when people say like, oh, buy what you like on a show or whatever, and I've said that in the past, so I'm calling myself out to you. Buy what's worth money. If you're collecting or if you're trying to flip, or buy things that make sense. And to me, just for initial like first appearance of like this weird character that's a Venom character and art that just doesn't really speak to me, like I'm passing. I don't care if this book flips from 50 to $200, which is basically what it did. Immediately out of the gate, people were asking $200 for this book, and it held pretty well. I saw some people on Instagram were selling this for like 150 to 200. Good for them. It's dipped to $100. I think the last sale I saw was like 90. And 9/8 were going for like 200 to 250. And Michael Baker saying, yeah, 250 to 299. And best offer accepted. So first point I want to make here is it's really tough, right? To give into FOMO, or it's really easy to get given to FOMO. But if you kind of stepped back for a second and see and look and thought to yourself, like, maybe this isn't worth $200, or maybe it's not going to go from 200 to 400, or maybe if I'm like a Okazaki fan or whatever, maybe I don't have to pay $200 for it. Maybe I can wait a couple months for everything to kind of settle down and buy it for like 90. Or if it's worth $200 to you, then get it for $200. But obviously here we're looking at market prices. Thank you. Shout out to, Cover Price for putting out the market for this. Maybe this will dip down to 80, $70. I mean, who knows, man? Now with all that said, Jason, how much would you pay for it today?
I don't know. I just don't want it.
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah,
there's not really a price that I could put. I mean, cover.
Yeah. I mean,
like,
I'm right there with you.
It's nothing against people that want this book. I just, for me, it's like, meh. Like especially for like $200, I could probably rattle off a couple other books that I can get for, like, I got that first Electra for less than $200.
Yeah.
It's like, I'd rather have something like that.
Mr. Brains in the chat. And this is another good point that Mr. Brains is putting out. This is going to settle around 75 or 150, 9.8. Just buy it if you collect the artist, not a spec book. I think he's 120% right. Yeah, and don't tout this. Please don't say this is going to go from 200 to 400, please. at least in the short term. But cool, good stuff, man. Next is my favorite character to spec on.
My Little Pony's what got you into comics, wasn't it?
It actually was
back in the day.
It actually got me back into comics.
It's like I went to a con and realized I was a brony one day.
I don't even know what the hell is a freaking brony?
It's a male My Little Pony fan. I don't understand it either. It's like, wouldn't you just be a My Little Pony fan? It's like, do you have to categorize like the male fans as bronies?
Is that what it is?
Yeah, like what do you call the female ones? Phonies?
I don't even, dude, like, this is so stupid. This is the dumbest freaking like spec. I'm sorry. Like, anyone in the chat likes My Little Pony because they have a niece or like a little kid that, or I don't know, when you were like 8 years old, you loved My Little Pony. Like, I guess that's cool. This is what pisses me off about this book. You can't tell me that 40 to 50-year-old dudes are paying $40 for this book and then gonna hold on to it and flip it for $80 like 5 years later. And this is what pisses me off. Like, I've seen so many shows like tout this as like a spec book that you should buy and flip and blah blah blah. And Cave Drones, what's going on, man? Long time no see. Okay. I thought he was talking about My Little Pony. I was about to go crazy. And welcome to the show, Trey. Thanks for showing up, man. Appreciate you. Yeah. So honestly, okay, like if I just don't get like My Little Pony spec, like I apologize, sorta. But dude, you can't tell me that grown men were paying $40 for this book like a week later after FOC for 1 in 10 variant of My Little Pony because it was quote unquote rare because it was a later issue and there's a new character that's being presented in this. I mean, Jason, how much would you pay for this stupid ass piece of shit book? Honestly.
I am taking offers to receive payment to take that. It's like it'll cost you $10 for me to take that off of your hands.
Right. and Sonic, man, Sonic's cool. I don't hate Sonic. That would make more sense to me because when I was like 10, 12 years old, I was playing Sonic at Bon Marché, waiting for like, whatever.
I remember
That
they used to have that Nintendo kiosk, like back when the
oh
mall
hell
used to
yeah.
be just like a square before they expanded out. They had that little Nintendo one. You like walk up and like press the red button, and you could just play the
Yeah.
NES right
And
there.
some annoying ass kid is behind you, like, hey, are you done yet? Are you done
Yeah,
yet?
they don't have
Yeah.
that anymore. That's why kids are running around like going crazy in the malls. Like we had that. You could just post us up, and then your parents could go shopping, and we wouldn't even freaking move. We just sit there and play
Yeah.
Nintendo all day.
Yeah, it was like it was like AI babysitters.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. So as far as a market is concerned, right? So first appearance BS, it was a 1 in 10 variant BS. Yeah, you could got this for like $10 FOC. This freaking book dropped to $4.99 like 2 weeks ago. This book came out a month and a half ago or something.
I honestly didn't know that My Little Pony had comic books until this came out.
I
mean,
know
I guess
there's
I should have assumed, but it was like I didn't even know that they had comic books until this all of a sudden was everywhere. I'm like, what in the hell is this My Little Pony?
I mean, I guess it's a very segmented market. I don't get it, but I feel like to just say that this was going to go from, you know, a long-term spec, you should hold this in your PC kind of thing,
Yeah.
and pay $40 for it. Like after FOC peeps are pumping this book up, it's $4.99. So even if you are a My Little Pony fan, it's fine. I don't judge people, whatever.
Yeah. Like that's also what I'm saying. Like for me, I'm just like, oh, I didn't even know. But it's like obviously there's fans out there. And it's like you buy what you like, but it's like don't go crazy.
Don't pay $40 for this book, man. It's got a cool color combination, I guess, but like I said, man, a month later, $4.99 for an autographed copy of this on eBay, and there were several. It wasn't just one outlier. There was one bid on it for $4.99.
You know what they need to do is do a Halloween version homage of this, and then have that horse painted up all like crazy satanic looking, and then have it drawing like satanic symbols on the paper instead.
Yeah.
Just like pentagrams and upside down crucifixes and stuff. And just like, what in the hell?
It'd probably go like make it a 1 in 100 and like have image instead of IDW. You know, yeah, that'd be awesome.
Spawn in the background.
Spawn just chill in the background. Yeah. Anyway, that's my rant. That's my rant for My Little Pony. I'm not done ranting, but Star Wars Dr. Aphra number 33. So it's the first appearance of an Ahsoka-like character. Okay, Ahsoka just started her first show. So if you're buying this book because this girl looks like Ahsoka and she got a lightsaber, and you're gonna think, oh my god, like 50 years down the road, she's gonna make it into the Star Wars universe or whatever. Get the fuck out of here. That's what I'm gonna say. Every dumbass freaking Star Wars new character is not coming out. There are great characters, like don't get me wrong, but there are so many other characters in the Star Wars universe that are already in Star Wars, like comic books, that haven't even made it to Star Wars yet. So if you're specking on a second, third line freaking Ahsoka, and if you're pushing that, that's not good for the community, man. It's just not good.
Well, I'm always like one of those like outliers where it's like, yes, Ahsoka's coming out, and with Ahsoka coming out, it's like I'm not even excited to see live action Ahsoka again. Like for me, like I'm one of those people that just likes the weird or like the off characters from stuff that gets excited. Like,
yeah,
as far as Batman, like I'm a big Riddler fan, like before Joker, and I'm also like a Mysterio fan. That's my favorite, like Spider-Man villain. It's like all these weird abstract ones. So it's like for me with the new show, I'm like I'm excited to see live action Sabine Wren, because her character to me is far more interesting than any of the other characters, being a Mandalorian with Jedi abilities.
Yeah, man, and like
especially like because she's, I think, as far as I know, and I could be wrong because I don't know the canon like. All.
Yeah, man, but like like you said, you know what you're excited for, and so like fuck the canon, man. It's just all about like being like just being real. Oh shit, we got Fedora Kong in the house. Coming through, bro. What's going on?
I'm at work.
There might be. No, man. I mean, like the reason again for the show is just like you people like don't be stupid, you know, like be smart and don't fall for shit and be real, like especially in this market. Fedora, how's work going, man?
Somebody found the Spider-Man reins in the dollar bin. That was like, there's a lot of sounds going on. That's like the highlight of the day.
Oh shit. Okay. Do you mind if we say where you work?
Yeah, sure. Go
All
for
right.
it.
All right. Well, Fedora's over in New York. Are you in Queens or I always forget, man. Are you Queens?
I'm in Queens right now. We're
Okay.
at the
He's at Midtown. He works at Midtown. So we got a homie in Midtown, man. Yeah, the famous Mighty Mel V's favorite shop in New York, Midtown. But yeah, he wanted to come through for a little bit while he's working hard at the comic book store.
I wouldn't say working hard, but
you're working hard, man. You're always working hard, man. Did you hey Fedora, we were talking about that Edge of Venomverse book earlier. Do you want us to go back to it? Do you want to give a little bit of a
listen, I'll just say I'm still I don't want to say, look, all I'm going to say is
yeah.
I'm in.
He's in.
I'll just leave it at that. I'm in on the book. I saw some stuff on eBay. I saw 2 sales on the 19th that went for $120. So it's bouncing up and down, and
yeah,
I don't really know what that's all about. But I believe in Takashi Azuki. I believe him as an artist. His name is because you saw the collaboration that they did with DGK. They just had like a crazy line of skateboards, Afro Samurai skateboards, shirts. So his name is popping up again, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna do a lot more covers. So for me, it's always best to get like, the first 2-3 covers of an artist when they start to pop. Same thing with like Souza Micah with her Catwoman covers. Like the first 3 held value over time. Necroco, that's a character that I'm positive we'll be seeing again because it was well received. So I mean, I like it. A lot of people have like their own opinions of the character. I think it's good. I mean, I don't know if I'd spend $120 for it.
There you go. That's exactly what I'm talking about right there. Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like we generally just made like kind of like a general kind of consensus, I guess, with the chat and with Jason and I. We basically said like me and Jason probably wouldn't get into it just because it doesn't speak to us. But the chat was like $70 I'm in. Would you say that's a fair statement to make?
I would say 60.
Okay, so there you go. $60. $60. $60.
I still think 70 is a little too expensive, but I don't know, because it seems to be like people seem to believe in it. I mean, I didn't pay what people paid for obvious reasons,
Yeah.
But I think that I think it's a good book. I just wouldn't pay 120. That's like the only thing.
You wouldn't pay 200 for it raw.
Yeah. That's absurd. But 9.8s are selling for 250, 300. So I'm wondering what that's gonna look like, soon. Like when. But that's it. That's my opinion.
All right. Well, cool. So like, Jason and I, Fedora, we're not always right? And so it's nice to have a kind of a more specific, kind of reason why you'd buy it for XYZ amount of money. The point of the show today, obviously, because I say in the slides, is like, don't fucking believe FOC, man. Like, don't fucking be stupid. Be good with your money. FOC, okay. I'm gonna say this. I'll kind of summarize this at the end of the show, but I'll summarize what my feeling about FOC is right now. But back to this book real quick. Fedora, you know this book, Star Wars Dr. Aphra number 33?
Yeah. I've seen that.
Bro, so like in my opinion, and Jason, I think he's not a big Star Wars fan, but it's like the third line Ahsoka with a lightsaber, and this is why this book went from $20 to $25 after a bunch of people were just like, "Oh man, this is like
It's
she can
Blue
come up."
Ahsoka.
It's Blue Ahsoka. Who gives a shit, man? Like it's a waste of fucking money. $10 to $15 long term. It fucking sucks. This book fucking sucks. If you pay $25 for this book,
I think
I'm sorry, man.
I
Like it's
think
not you're not doing good shit with your money.
Star Wars spec and FOC is like what's the point? Because they're always churning out new characters. So I've never really understood like why people spec, because there's like 100 characters coming out. Like
That's
every
exactly what I just said before you came on, man. Like exactly what I said.
week. Like we get solicitations for like new first appearances. Like it's hard. I know that there's people that show up that they only just buy Star Wars.
Mhm.
And you know, I think that that's just for them. Like they make these characters not to like spec on, but just to kind of open up the world for the readers. You know, so if you're specking on that, then I don't know, because most of these characters aren't even going to make it to the show. Like 95% of them.
Yeah. And Brad, hey man, I'm not. It's cool. I mean, I know you're very passionate about comic books or whatnot, but my point is you don't have to buy at 2 weeks or a week after a book comes out. You can wait and save your money. So, I mean, if you don't agree with that, then that's all good. I appreciate you, all that good stuff. But I'm just coming out here just saying like this is what FOC comes out to, and you know, people that get in the FOMO, just wait. It's the only point I'm trying to make here. You know? So anyway, next slide here. So Darth Vader, black and white, #1. Yeah. I actually like dig this cover, like 100%.
It's a nice cover. It's got like the negative space with the stormtroopers in the back. It's tight.
Yeah. It was going. This wasn't like a great like explanation of like a book going down. What's up, Ultra Maximus, the FOC King? I did plug you earlier, but if you guys are not following Ultra on YouTube, please do so. He doesn't do a top 10 list. He just puts out the FOC, which is the way it should be. But this book again, it was there was a second print 1 in 25. I don't like second print 1 in 25 books in general, unless I just dig the cover. But there's a virgin cover that goes for quite a bit. This one, new comic book day prices were going for $27. Do you guys know if there's any like first appearances in this book at all?
No.
Okay, so it's purely again a cover buy, right, Jason?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I know nothing about the guts of this book.
Yeah. So that, I mean, I'm cool with that. You know, I'm cool with like the cover buy thing. I actually dig this book as well.
The door. There
But
you
like,
go.
you could have
Have a
got
good
this
day
book for
inside,
$10
guys.
later, or for $10. You know, currently. So 3 months later. Again, you know, FOMO is tough, right? It's a tough thing to like get away from. But if you have a good cover, cool. There's no first appearance in it, like unless it's like, I don't know, like a 1 in 100 that just there weren't a lot ordered for it, and it's a foil, quote unquote.
Yeah.
It's just gonna go down, in my opinion. Right, Jason?
Yeah. Like wait, this is the second print?
There's a second print that's a virgin cover, right, Fedora?
I don't know if that's
I've
right.
never seen it. I don't think we ever got that. I've never seen it. A lot of the incentives that we kind of get, we don't really get the good ones, because like if there's an incentive that aren't many out, it's usually the bigger stores that get them. Like the Times Square store usually gets the lowest print incentives, like that. What's that Zatanna book that I was telling you about?
Oh yeah. That just came out like a week ago.
Yeah, we only had like, not at my store, but at our Times Square location, there was only one. You know, so shops didn't really order it.
And Omar, welcome to the chat, man. Yeah, for sure, man. I copped this for $10 too, man. It's a dope cover for sure. And Ultra is, you know, I don't know how this again. The Virgin is preferred. I kind of like the trade dress myself, but it's the second or the 1 in 25 is just it's really expensive, in my opinion. So, anyway, how much time we got left? I've only been on for 40 minutes. All right. What do you guys think?
I saw
Fedora,
that.
what do you think of this? What do you think of this, man?
I don't understand why. I know people read it because I ring people up when they have it, but I don't really understand the like why are people buying this ratio for so high? Like I know like D&D is becoming big, you know, because now I'm getting a lot of people that are like, yo, you have like books on tabletop and Dungeons and Dragons, like and I have that's a realm that I know nothing about, but I do know that we carry books. So I do know the actual game of Dungeons and Dragons is like role playing and all that other stuff. That's becoming a thing. But I don't know how that translates into a $70 investment. That's like, who cares about this book? Not me.
Jason, what do you what would you pay for this book, Jason? Just out of curiosity.
I don't like what did it sell for originally? Cover?
I think it was like a 1 in 10.
A 1 in yeah, I think it might have been a 1 in 10.
You could guys FOC for like $5 to $10, I guess. I don't really know.
I'm not a fan of the book. I mean, if it held nostalgic value to me because I like watched the cartoon back in the day, maybe I'd be interested in picking it up. But I didn't even watch the cartoon back in the day. Like I was watching like He-Man and Voltron and like all those other shows.
Okay, so Omar, he's part of the shit, man. Omar, put in your link, man. And the reason I want Omar to put his link in, he does a lot of toy stuff with 78 Points, who's on the show OTR show on Thursdays with us, and so
I see the show. I saw it like a few times.
Yeah,
sometimes I come in and I don't leave anything on the chat. So
yeah, it's a good show, man. It's fun. Again, it's kind of like Ultra Maximus's FOC. They just put out toys and just kind of talk about it, which is kind of what I think it should be. But to kind of Michael Baker, why was it over 70? I think it just kind of hit the perfect storm of the movie was coming out. It was a ratio. It's a number one. It's Dungeons and Dragons Saturday morning cartoons.
There weren't many ordered either.
And there's no such thing as Saturday morning cartoons anymore. So it's like you just go on Netflix and watch it when kids got time, man. It's not like back in the day when we were kids and like you had to
wait every week.
Yeah, right. So cartoon fans are on this. Mel V put this together a set of R1s and 9.8. I mean, I feel like if you're gonna buy this book, get a 9.8. However, point with this book here is your $70 investment, you paid $70 for this, you're down 71%. So you're down from $70 to $20. I think 15 to 20 is not a bad buy if you're a D&D fan or you believe that this is going to be a great cartoon. That spec is kind of tough nowadays.
Yeah.
But the reason I don't like this book personally, just for me, I can't name a single D&D character.
No.
You know, I can name an X-Men character. I can name a Mighty Max character, but
Ninja Turtles.
I can name Ninja Turtle, but there's no fucking way I name a D&D character. So that's why, like, for me, this is just a sad like $70 to go to like 20 in like the span of 3 months. That's a big drop, people. 71%, man.
Looking at that cover, I'll bet you one of those characters is named Gary.
You're probably right, Jason. All right, next up, we got Strange Academy Finals number 6. This was if you were FOCing this book, this 1 in 25, you got at least if you got your hand on it. I did kind of believe the spec on this one. I didn't get it either after or FOC. It's a 1 in 25 cover, right? It's a pretty cool cover. It's white. It looks clean. And it's the last issue, right? I don't think there's any first appearances in this book, but this book was hot when it came out. It shot from around 90 to 90 bucks. My LCS wanted 40 to 50 for it. But guess what, man? Currently a 9.8 goes for 90, bro.
Yeah. I like the Scotty Young covers. A lot of his covers, some of them do numbers, you know. I think that I mean, and they sell too. Like they sell to little kids when they come in with their parents. Like his variants have a specific style to it that's very mainstream. I see people in New York City walking down the street with T-shirts of his covers, and I'm like, oh, you know Scotty Young, and they're like, what? So I think once you start to see that, you start to see like random what they're selling his shirts at Target and shit like that. Once you see that, I think that that's probably a good sign that you should probably pick up those variants. But this, I don't know. I wouldn't pay 90 for that.
Jason, you're a big Scott Young fan. Did you have this book on your radar? Just out of curiosity.
I did. I almost pulled the trigger on it when it was still pre-orderable, but I was just kind of like, for whatever reason, I just didn't want to pay the prices that they were, and then it shot up, and I was like, I definitely don't want to pay those prices. And then
yeah,
dude, it's kind of cooling. It's like, okay, I could see myself owning it, but it would just strictly be for cover purposes.
I feel like we have like a kind of a common theme here.
He does a lot of white covers too, which are like
kind of annoying, right?
Rough for grading and keeping clean.
Yeah, but Jason, you kind of hit the head on the nail. This is strictly a cover buy. This is strictly a cover buy. Like, no one's saying there's no first appearances on any of these FOC books, except for the Dungeons and Dragons one. But I don't even know what the first appearance is.
Well, and I loved the original Strange Academy run.
Yeah,
but people that had read it all said the same thing. They really liked it, but I haven't heard anything about this run, like the finals. And so I own them, most of them, but I haven't even read them just because it's like I haven't, for whatever reason, like the non-talk of it just makes me like kind of not want to.
Here's finals. Like, I read it. It was kind of a lackluster kind of deal. It just basically like everyone's like okay again. They went from like pissed off at each other and now they're like friends, which is great. And I still believe Strange Academy like long term, but I'm not going to pay $100 for this. I'll pay $100 for a 9.8 second print or number 2 issue of Doyle on the cover. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just me though.
Got those.
What's up, man? And Omar, yeah, dude, and Scotty, I also agree, kills it on covers. Like he's a very specific type of art, right? That people gravitate to. It's a little overdone, quote unquote. The only thing for me on this book was, again, it was the last issue, but that 1 in 25 sticker price, $40, just wasn't worth it to me because I want to get it graded, right? So, all right, we got 2 more slides, and then, yeah. Star Wars The Blade, Miko Suyan variant, my Filipino brother. 1 in 25. I could have got this for $25, and then FOC came out, and it was $100. Again, there's Star Wars. What?
Wait, they want $100 for that?
When it came out, the first week of FOC, it was like $100. Yeah.
Nah, bro, that's crazy.
So it's not even the main Star Wars line. It's not Star Wars Darth Vader. It's not Star Wars whatever. It's Star Wars The Blade, so a mini series. Well, I don't even know. Like, I read the first issue and I was just so confused about it. But
the only way somebody could spin this to me is if like I guess like since the High Republic, that's like a new like lore that they came up with, right? Like, so I would assume like since they're making all these new characters for the movies, that a lot of them are likely to show up at some point. Like that's the only way like I could sell this to somebody. Like if I was at a shop, I'm at work, somebody's like, yo, why should I buy this? And I'm being like a BS artist. And I'm like, whoa, because the High Republic is 200 years before blah, blah. So there's a good chance that you might see these guys.
Yeah.
Abu Ghal. I don't know. Like,
but even so, okay, so let's say that actually does they do show up in Baguba or whatever, right? Even when they show up, man, it still doesn't guarantee you that the comic's gonna go from from 100 to 4. You know what I mean? Like, why would you pay $100 for this versus and another controversial book, right? A Star Wars Kanan #6.
That one's pretty. That one we sold like 2 slabs of those.
Right.
And
#6 has what? It has quote unquote full first appearances of Jason, your favorite Rebels, right? It's got all their first appearances. It's a midway through like series book, so like, you know, print runs. It's tough to get 9.8. I'd rather pay $100 for that versus the Blade #1, which may or may not be a Star Wars show. I don't know. Here's a great mini series, what have you, you know. But check this out, man. If you really want this book, you could get it for $40 and 9.8 for a ratio. I would pay that just because I like Miko Suyan. He's like one of my favorite artists, Filipino people. But dude, it's to pitch this as a great Star Wars variant cover for a new character. Like, sorry, man, I'm gonna spend my $25 to $100 elsewhere getting better books of stuff that is on the dip right now. You know what I mean? So
speaking of Filipino food, did you know that there's a friggin' Filipino restaurant right next to a comic book shop in Linwood?
Dude, that shit is gross, bro.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't go in there. I was like, I like went there and I was like, I wonder if he knows about this. I was like, there's a comic shop and a Filipino joint right here.
Yeah. It's okay. It's not. I mean, I just got back from the Philippines, so I mean, it's a little different.
So
and James,
probably better just hit up the Katsu Burger right around the corner.
And James, you're 100% right. And I like, if you're speccing on this, like, and gonna put in your CGC case or whatever for the next 3 to 4 or 5 years, for $40, why not? Right?
Yeah,
that's
if you're trying to
cost.
I agree. Like, if you could get a $40 slab and 9.8 for a first appearance of like a character that even has a 1% chance of showing up in a show, that's like, why not? Yeah, I mean, especially if the cover looks good, it displays great, you could put it up. You know, it's a win-win.
Yeah, but not $100 week of FOC.
No, $100. Like, what the hell?
What the? For real.
The cover makes it look like he shaves his horns like a.
Yeah, exactly. So for all you Hellboy fans out there,
it's like it's Hellboy in a hood with a beard.
and last but not least, Spider-Man #7. I'm not crazy about this first appearance. I don't hate it. I'm kind of like, it was, you know, Dan Slott did a good job of pushing this book and all that stuff.
Is he fighting like a transformer in this cover?
That I liked this cover. Out of all the covers, this was like, okay, I can mess with this cover by FOC. I did buy all the covers on FOC just because I liked the covers, and the story was okay. And I already had my pull list, so I was like, screw it, right? That for me is like a perfect storm of buying FOC. If you have it on your pull list already, you like the story, you're kind of aware of the background, and it makes sense. Sure. However, I want to pay $40 for this book, you know, out the gate. Everything just has to go perfect for this book, right? It has to be. I don't know if people were buying this because they thought it was X Miles, or if they really liked the excitement of the character. The first appearance of this book, The Guts, was like, it was okay. I mean, it kind of took away from the main part of the story for me. But have you guys read this book?
I did. I read it. I liked it. I like Spider-Boy. I like his style. I like the originality. I like that Dan Slott actually made him, you know, tried to really differentiate him from all the Spider clones. He doesn't use web. He jumps. Spoiler incoming. His boots were made by Reed Richards. You know, so he's got a little like things here and there. I'm not too enthusiastic about how they introduced them. They just plop them in there in like the middle of everything.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. You know, I just wish he wasn't a sidekick to Spider-Man. That's my only complaint. I wish he was like his own, but I like he's got the fangs. He's like a jumping spider. It seems like there's like a lot of potential on the table, so I'm curious to see how it pans out long term. That's just me.
Jason, what did you think about this book?
I don't know. I've never read it.
Oh, my bad.
I did not purchase. I've never read it.
Yeah. And you know the one thing that he'd done this, he will get his own book. So that's
sure.
that is kind of cool. I will say I wish they would have taken I wish they did what they did with the Spider Boy, they did with Tosin, because Tosin was an intriguing character, but they didn't expand on Tosin enough. They didn't they didn't strike the iron while it was hot, you know. They just kind of let it roll.
Well, yeah, and then his first full appearance, he gets outshined by his girlfriend. Who's like a mystic. Like,
yeah, so it's like super confusing. Like, what are the writers doing? Like, they should just kept. They should like the one thing I can't argue against with this Spider Boy character is they introduced a new character and they are running with it. Like, there's so many focal points in Spider Boy, and people seem to be like, okay, well, I may not dig the character personally, but at least they're expanding on the character. You know what I mean?
Putting a lot of work into him, man.
Yeah. So I actually don't hate this $40 too much. I mean, I get it if you really are just like intrigued by the character for 2023. However, it's chilled out at $20 a copy. 9/8s are going for like $70 to $100, right, Fedora?
If you could get one for $20, I would do it. I would do it up. I would do it right now. I mean, I already have two because you gave me one. Shout outs to Ferd for giving me.
Hey, shout out to you, man. I appreciate you taking your break and working with or chilling with the homies.
Yeah, for sure.
And Jason, man, you need to get one of these books, dude. Seriously.
No.
Okay, that's right.
I actively don't buy Spider-Man anymore. They've kind of, I think I've touched on it before. All the Spider spec is like in all the introductions of people is just kind of put me off of it. So I just don't read Spider-Man anymore. I'll read the older runs. I like Zdarsky's runs on Spider-Man, like the older stuff. But as far as the new stuff with them introducing so many characters, it's just too much for me. So I'm just kind of like, eh. It's like I got other stuff I'd rather read. And
Comics and Tortilla says, "Ouch." Hey man, plug your show, bro. Comics and Tortilla is doing something right. He's got like 320 subscribers plus. We're trying to get him to that big 500 mark. So give him a follow. So those are our slides. I just want to do a quick plug for OTR. So if you guys aren't following Only the Rarest, we got 160 right now. But I wanted to not just plug the website. So please subscribe to our show Only the Rarest. We do it on Thursdays at 6:30 every day, or every Thursday. But I wanted to also kind of give you guys a little preview of what we do. This segment is called This or That. I wasn't able to do this last week, but this is kind of a preview of our show. So if you guys are interested, check us out live. So basically what I do is we talk about collectibles ranging from 0 to 100, 300 to 300, 1,000, and then 1,500, and then $5,000. And it's just kind of like, which one would you buy? So imagine yourself going to like a hobby shop. You got some money and you got to buy some stuff. So first off, you got $100. Would you buy either Tekken 3 Greatest Hits sealed or Dawn Edition of PS3 sealed? And these are actual, like, it's kind of a market report. So these are actually like last post sales for these items, quote unquote. And chat, you guys can also participate.
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd probably go with Tekken. I know you're probably going Godfather though.
Oh, where did Fedora go? Okay. Omar says Tekken. Yeah, I would go Tekken as well. That's for sure. Let's see. I'm trying to put you guys' names in the giveaway here. Comics Embrace says Godfather. I like you. I like that. Michael Baker. Sorry, I'm putting people in the chat. If you do participate in this section, I will put you in the giveaway that Jason's doing today as well. So, oh, there he is. All right, Fedora's back. All right.
So I gotta go. But I'm
all right, bro.
Tekken. I'm taking Tekken all day.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate you, man. See you, man. Yeah. That's good stuff. Southpaw says Tekken. All right. We're gonna go on to the next one. I say Godfather, obviously. Let's see here. You got $300. You got a Josh Giddey sign. I know Trey probably get the Josh Giddey, or a Dragon Ball Z Steelbook sealed collector's edition case. What are you guys thinking?
Is this even a question?
Well, Jason, what would you go for?
I'm taking that Dragon Ball Z Steelbook.
I know
I have no clue who Josh Giddey is.
Oh, that's awesome. Dragon Ball Z, yeah, Giddey. All right. So Comics and Tortillas, what's up, LA? He says he's taking Josh Giddey sign. Josh Giddey's an Australian basketball player for your Oklahoma City Thunder. Yeah.
That's why I cut ties to them.
Yeah.
As soon as the Sonics, that's the only good thing that came out of that deal was he actually kept the name Sonics.
Right.
That's it.
We're still bitter. You got $1,500, an unopened Atari, and I don't think Vinny's in the chat, but a World of Warcraft server blade for $1,500.
What does the server blade do? Does that mean I can?
It's like.
I guess I don't really play World of Warcraft either.
Yeah,
I'm thinking like Atari would be fun to play, but if it's sealed, would you really want to break it open and play it? Because I could play.
Oh, I never would.
I could play those games on anything. That's the problem.
I'll put you in giveaway. Okay.
But I've never played World of Warcraft. I never really got into that.
Yeah, I think the World of Warcraft is what I would get.
I never played PC games though. I was always just strictly console.
Yeah, me too. I just think just for nostalgia purposes, I played it for like a year. I would probably go with the server blade. Atari, like I'd rather have a Nintendo Atari, but
I played Atari when I was a kid, but that wasn't like
that wasn't like my jam.
That wasn't the IT system because I don't remember how old I was when Nintendo came out, but that kind of like the first true gaming system of our youth.
Right. Cool. And then last but not least, I know it's kind of random. So this Cacao 2023, it's a new card set that Disney put out. You guys should see the singles on these. I mean, like,
is that the Lorcana stuff?
It's not Lorcana. It's something different. It came out like a year ago. It's like to celebrate Disney's 100th anniversary. But the foils on these cards go for a lot of money. So this is more of like you want to try and make some money, and then second print 9.6.
Damn, that's hard. I'd take either one, honestly. I mean, I don't really know what's in the box.
Yeah.
But it's cards, so it'd be fun to like look through too. Like I think I'd try to take the box only for the fact that it would give me something to do as well. Like there's that excitement of the hunt, like opening up packs and stuff like that versus like what you're getting with the Ninja Turtle slab. But it's like I think the hunt would be what would draw me towards the box.
Michael Vera says ColecoVision gonna get on this list. Yeah, nice.
Oh man, ColecoVision.
Yeah. Coleco. I said Coleco. I apologize. No, man, I like the turtles just because like that's a lot for a 9.6 though on a second print. But
I still have to crack the slab on my fifth print.
Oh yeah, fifth print. That's right.
Well, was that red one that accidentally, like, I thought I moved it to a different pile, but it went in with books it went into my CGC submissions on accident with books that you had picked or that you had pressed. And I got like a 9.2, but it's like, I can see like 7 spine ticks down it and stuff. And I'm like, God damn it.
Just wait till, we'll talk about off air. I'll tell you what to do. So right here is the giveaway that Jason's doing today. I try to get everyone that participated in.
I can't see the chat. Does anybody have preference of books, or do you just want to give them all away? I don't care.
I'll just do one book, man. Well, it's up to you, dude. We didn't have enough to give away the slab book here. I needed 30, but we had 21 today. 22 actually at one point. So I appreciate everyone going. I appreciate everybody coming through and participating today.
I can't see that, so I don't know how many people were in.
No, it's all good, man. I'll take care of it. You just sit back and you give away that book you want to give away. Okay.
Well, which one do they want?
Would you hold on a second? I'm trying to. You're pissing me off.
You already were.
That's that look that Jason's like, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, hey,
see? Don't let that. Don't
check
let
the tone. Use your inside voice. I'll put your ass outside.
Well, one of us is dying today. Just kidding. Jason, what I'll do is I'll spin it, and then you show whoever wins. You can pick what book. Does that sound good to everybody? All right, cool. We're gonna do it. All right, good luck, everybody. We got 8 entries into the giveaway. I'll give about 10 seconds until everyone's done. Again, I want to thank everyone for coming through. Click that like button. Tell your friends. We got 300 subs as of 2023. I do really appreciate everyone coming through today. We got some new peeps in the chat too, so I appreciate everyone's criticisms. I appreciate everyone's participation. Hope you guys get some out of this.
I am in like no means an expert either, so don't take anything I say to heart.
I'm 100% a fucking expert, okay? God damn it.
If I had a batting average, it would be Jared Kelenics right now.
Oh God, you gotta talk about Jared Kelenic.
Hey, dude, I got to. He's the only the low light right now. Julio's tearing it up, man.
Oh yeah.
For whatever reason, every year when I say something about one of the players, like they just all of a sudden do better. Like last year, I was like, we were on that losing streak, and I was like, I don't know, man. I was like, maybe it's just
you just fucked the Mariners by just talking about them right now. You just fucked them. Thanks, Jason.
No. They're finally getting healthy.
Yeah. No, it's good times. All right, we're gonna do the spin away, and everyone go out their way and go to church and all that good stuff. Just like go to church. What the hell are you talking
Football
about?
Jamboree is what I got to go to.
Soupy, man, you're betting 1,000 on this. Soupy, what book do you want? And Jason, do you want to do one more giveaway?
Sure.
Okay. You want to show Soupy what books you have?
So there's this one, Star Wars 34. Got Deadpool Battered Blood Young variant. There's Gargoyles 1, the VHS variant, and this, since he was talking about Okazi, is that how you pronounced it?
Okazaki. That's actually a pretty cool book, man. I kind of want that.
Star Wars Yoda cover. So,
Soupy, which one do you want, man? And we'll do one more. I'm take Soupy out of the drawing there. I'm just gonna roll this one more time.
You're still on me.
Soupy, you won, dude. Hold on. Shit. Oh.
I was gonna say, you just like left me on the camera. I was gonna get like Garth from freaking Wayne's World, where he's just like.
Last time I watched a Mariners game, you guys had Ichiro.
Okay, we still have him, don't we? Isn't he like on the staff at some point?
Let's do one more.
He's our recruiter for Japan.
Yeah. Brad Selden. Congratulations.
But wait, which one did Soupy pick?
Don't collect new stuff. I'd rather an Insta plug. Okay, cool. Yeah, plug your put your what's your name on Instagram, Michonne? Is it like, is there a space there? Brad, yeah, bro, you won. Jason, do you wanna show Brad what he has to choose from?
Well, did Soupy pick one yet or no?
I don't think so. But we can hit Soupy up later. Oh, Soupy says I'll take the Yoda. No. Soupy, you have it, man. I'll break into his house later. It's okay.
So the Yoda's gone? All right.
Yeah, Yoda's gone.
Well, so I got this Star Wars 34, Deadpool Battered Blood 1, the Young variant.
Oh, these are FOC books, by the way.
Yeah, that's kind of the theme of it. And then I got this VHS variant of Gargoyles 1.
Cool. All right, Brad, just let him know which book you want, and then he'll get that shipped off to you. Jason, I can send one off too if you want. That way you can see them on postage and stuff. Just send it media mail though. Just like, okay, never mind. Anyway, he wants BB1. He wants BB1. Brad does.
Battered Blood 1. All right.
All right. Cool. Hey, what up, Phil? Damn. I didn't see you earlier in the show, but catch the rewind, and appreciate you coming through, man. We'll be live next Sunday, hopefully. I'm gonna be out of town, but I may be in Prosser doing
Out of
stuff.
town, where you going?
Going to Prosser. You want to go? You want to get some Mexican food?
No, I got my
Fantasy football.
One of my fantasy drafts on Saturday. I got to start
okay, no worries.
thinking about stuff. That's the fun league though, so I don't have to worry about my keepers. That's not until.
Oh my god, you're like stressing me out already. You're stressing me out already with the fantasy stuff. Dude, thanks everyone for coming through. Jason, do you have any closing thoughts? Don't say I don't know. Don't say it.
I finally watched Spider-Verse.
How'd you like it? How'd you like it?
It was good. It was entertaining. It didn't feel like it was 2.5 hours.
Was it like one of those things where like you're like, man, I wish, or I was like, oh shit, it's already over?
It's kind of well, now I'm like thrown off because I didn't see it in the theater. Now they're like, there's so many different versions of it out there now. Like everybody's seen something different. I'm like, which one did I get? like did mine end the same as everybody else's? Did I get some other like version? I was like, I'm pretty sure mine ended the way that everybody else did. I don't think I had the ending spoiled for me prior to watching it. But yeah, I enjoyed it.
Cool. That's dope, man. I'm happy you actually watched it so we can talk about it. That's our show.
Oh, I said The Flash is the next one I gotta watch.
Fuck the Flash. Don't watch it, dude. It's a waste. It's not even canon.
See Michael Keaton play Batman. I can flip around.
Oh my god, it was so okay. Well, you can watch it. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. It was just a waste of time. Anyway, that's our show. An hour and 11. I know there was a little bit of controversy in our show today, but I just wanted to put it out there. Just like be cognizant of your money out there. We want people to stay in the hobby. That's the whole point of the whole thing. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the subscriptions. Congrats to the winners. We'll see you next Sunday. 300 subscribers, hopefully. Have a great night or have a great day. And we'll see you next week.